Welcome back to another episode of Mac Chats. Today I'm joined by
Rida,
Jade,
Han Soo.
and I'm Lola. And this week we'll be talking about smartphone apps. We all have to use them, so let's talk about it. Ones we hate, ones we're forced to use begrudgingly, and ones that we absolutely couldn't live without. So starting off, one that I personally can't live without, the fact that I have to say this again, is... So I have IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, for those who haven't heard of it. Basically, sore tummy. It's kind of like lactose intolerance, except you can't eat a lot more food groups. And there's this app called FODMAP, which basically tells me all the foods I can and can't eat. It's got like a traffic light system. Green means I can eat it. Red means I absolutely can't. Yellow means like maybe you can have a little bit. And it absolutely has saved my life. When I first got diagnosed, I had to use it so many times a day. It cost $12. So at first I was like, I don't want to buy this. But genuinely, like, not a day goes by where I'm sad that I bought it. I'm very happy that I bought it. I don't know why I said it that way.
Yeah, it's like your ongoing quality of life or $12. Like, that's pretty steep.
Bargain, honestly.
I honestly don't think I've ever bought an app.
Really?
Like, in my whole life. I
That's
refuse to.
I feel like I've bought a couple. Like, I feel like I've bought like this game app.
Damn.
It was in lockdown.
Okay, no, we all make bad decisions. That's okay.
It's called Mini Metro.
Oh, no, I respect that.
The app. You basically this is so gross. This is so rogue. This is like, you're like a city planner and you have to like plan where the train tracks go.
great.
Wait. So you paid for this game?
I paid. It was like $5.
It is like the most addictive thing in the world,
It's
though.
so fun.
Wait, but once you pay, do you still, like, is it like a monthly thing?
It's
or
once
what's
off.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I really do subscriptions ever for apps. Does anyone do subscriptions?
I never paid for an app. That's
Damn.
I just use the free trials.
So I'm the only person who's ever paid for apps. Okay, good to know.
No, I mean,
All right,
you
Lola,
need it,
with the
though,
money,
right?
just like...
Oh, actually, I do use Spotify, so
Oh, true, actually.
Yeah.
I pay for Spotify. But I feel like that's more like you can use that on your laptop. So
Yeah.
I don't know
True.
if it's... I don't know what apps do have... Or actually period apps where like you can track your cycle. Those are like subscription ones. But I refuse to pay for those because the free ones are fine.
Mm.
Okay, what else can we not live without? Does anyone have any ones to offer?
I was going to mention that, like, I had such a problem using social media apps that I have banned them from my phone completely.
Wow.
So I feel like I can't live without, and I am trying my hardest to.
Oh, can't live without it in a different way. As in, like, they took up too much of your time.
Yeah, have you ever, like, opened your phone and it's like, oh, your weekly update for your app times, and it's, like, more than, like, 10 hours a day? And you're like, yeah, no, I need to get rid of this.
God.
Like, some of it was, like, things in the background and not right statistics. For instance, I had, like, several, like 100,000 hours on Spotify because I always leave it playing
right,
and just turn the
yeah.
volume down.
So that's not like...
But a lot of like Instagram or Reddit or just like things just reading constantly. It was like, it was genuine 10 hours a day. And I'm like, I am meant to be doing university. I need to save some time.
Damn. Oh my gosh. How long ago did you get rid of them?
Like when semester started again. So like 8 weeks. And it is, if I get rid of it, I delete them from my phone, and then every time I need to use them again for any reason, I re-download the whole thing and then set a 10-minute timer and then delete it afterwards.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I had to do that last semester. But now, like, I message people on Instagram, so I can't delete it. But it's really bad because, like, I'll message people for, like, a group assignment or, like, just my friends. And I'll be like, oh, maybe they'll reply quickly. I'll just, like, watch some reels while I wait. And then I'm, like, on reels for, like, half an hour. And it's the worst time of my life. Like, I don't really ever enjoy scrolling Instagram reels.
Yeah, I've never went, well, that was a good use of my time. I'm so glad I saw this or
No.
learned this. He's like, no.
I usually get, like, it's, like, unsolicited advice that, like, doesn't apply to my life. And I'm like, okay, cool. I don't need to see this.
If I ever was a carpenter, I'm so glad I've learned this technique. Like, that's what all I get are like craft
Carpentry.
videos. Yeah, literally. I get all these old men doing carpentry. It's also like lines up with like the DIY like furniture flipping like mum community as well.
I like those, to be honest. That's like good. Mine's like, it's like interpersonal advice, which I'm like, I really don't care. Like, and this is probably bad advice as well. Whereas like, I like when I get like cleaning videos. I'm like, how to
Yeah.
clean my house better? Sure, love that. Yeah.
I get a lot of carpet cleaning ones. And it's like
Oh, that's
oddly
good.
satisfying for me. So midnight I wake up and then like I keep scrolling, and then the next day I wake up late. It's always like a guilty pleasure for me.
Yes. Oh my God, same. I love carpet cleaning videos. Send them my way. I saw a really good mold cleaning one the other day, and then I sent it to like anyone who would receive it. I was like, I sent it to my housemates. I was like, I'm going to try this. Okay. Does anyone else have an app they can't live without?
I feel like I'm addicted to Instagram. At one point, I was like frustrated why I use Instagram so much. And then I tried to deactivate my account for a while. But then I had a lot of assessments last year. And then I was like, okay, let's go towards the guilty pleasure. And I couldn't like live without it. And then so I tried deactivating it for a while. And then I felt like there's a lot of fear of missing out because of it.
Yeah.
So like, I better download it again and then reactivate my account. Yeah. Then I was also doing a paper on TikTok, and it's like highly addictive, but I tried to maintain my TikTok algorithm better. So it's like not very interesting. So I just get out of the loop very easily.
That's such a thing. Like, because I feel like I got off TikTok because I used to be really addicted. And then I started to be like addicted to Instagram Reels, but I was like, I want to make my Instagram Reels like more wholesome. Like I want them to be like cleaning videos and stuff instead of like, I don't know, my TikTok was just so addictive and I was like, I don't want that. I just want like wholesome content.
Yeah, it's like targeted.
Yeah, the algorithm's so good on TikTok, like scarily good.
I tried.
Oh, sorry, you continue.
It's all right. I just tried to like dodge the algorithm in there. So I just search two opposite things so that it doesn't target me.
That's cool. Like what?
Like I tried a lot of educational videos. So I watch Aslan Pahari a lot, and then I tried like searching cleaning videos on there, and it's like one cleaning video, one educational video, and then it's like a balance of both.
That is cool. I've never thought to do that. Like I just do it by scrolling and like trying to do it that way, but searching is I should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've like liked certain things and I'll go, oh, I accidentally liked something, so I've got to like something else and like kind of pull it away. But I'd never thought to do like on the search level of like sit there going, I want one thing. I've got to put like 3 or 4 like other searches around it so I don't get too much stuff from there. It's like cultivating this like little plant of your social media algorithm.
It's probably the smartest way to do it as well, by searching rather than just like scrolling and like kind of like hoping you find different content to like mix it up.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's interesting because for my Instagram Reels and like TikTok, I've gone to the point where it's like I've already set my like algorithm in a way without like searching or anything. It's just, don't know why, but I barely spend time on TikTok as well. So like if something random shows up, I wouldn't be like surprised. But the thing is, it stays in like within the topics that I've looked at, and it just stays that way.
It doesn't change.
No, it doesn't change.
That's interesting.
That's one good thing about my account.
What does that say about you? Like, you're such a consistent character that you're like, I know what I want. I get it. That's it.
No, but it is very interesting because I, whenever I go on TikTok, I hope that I see something new. But like I said, every time I go on, it's just the same shit. So. Hence why I kind of tend to get bored with TikTok a lot.
Oh.
So like I think like maybe the maximum I'll stay in is maybe like 30 minutes. And then I get bored really easily.
Impressive.
So, but that might be saying I have like short attention span. Who knows?
You've got an even shorter attention span than TikTok.
Yeah, I know. It's so bad.
What kind of videos do you get on TikTok?
So this is the same for Instagram as well. But I think my For You page is kind of like set in a way it's more focused on like, I guess, self-development and like life advice. Because I'm kind of big on them, whether it's like from a professional or not. Whether it's from professionals, that helps. But even with like just users kind of like creating like videos off of other sounds, like say like Joe Rogan, whoever, right? I still kind of, obviously I don't take that in like seriously, but it kind of does help me like stay true to myself, I guess. And like whether I'm struggling with something, admit that I'm in this situation and kind of like move on from it, because some people, I guess, like do struggle with like moving on. So I think just looking at those videos kind of like helps me kind of realize where I'm at, and then just kind of stay focused on like what I'm going through right now, and then just move on from there, basically. And not struggle with like too much, like not hang on to that problem too much.
Yeah, that sounds like a really productive use of TikTok, to be honest. Like you go on there, you get some life advice, and then you go off.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Initially, when I had TikTok, I did really try hard to narrow down like my For You page so that it's not really like broad when it comes to like content. And then I guess now, since I get bored really easily, like it's just, yeah, that's what I'm like kind of facing. This is Instagram as well, which is really good because I don't get like wandered off to like, you know, some other interests. I can just stay focused on like whatever is providing.
Oh, that's good. Yes, I feel like my problem was like my TikTok was like really funny and like and I wanted to stay on it, but then like not everything's funny. It's like every like 5th video is funny. And like maybe every like 15th video is like really funny. But then like it would keep me addicted to like maybe I'll see something really funny on here.
It's your humor like slot machine basically.
Yeah, literally that. That's it.
You never know what you're gonna get.
Do we have any more apps that we really love or?
I was gonna mention 2 apps. It's kind of basic, I guess, but one of them being my alarm. My God, love my alarm.
That's
people,
so
get on it.
In the work, if it's in the hours, like
If you're not using an alarm, like what are you doing? You're missing out. But yeah, love my alarm. It, you know. I get stuff done because of my alarm, I guess. I wake up in the morning every day because of it. Or else I'll be sleeping in every single day because I prioritize my sleep over anything. Like I could have an assignment due tomorrow, I'd still sleep in. Like but yeah, one of them being alarm, and this other one is called the cam scanner, which is basically it uses your camera to scan papers and then turn them into PDF.
Oh, that's good.
So I've used that a lot because after moving to Australia, I needed to kind of send a lot of documents to, you know, the consulate. And because I don't necessarily have access to the printer or the scanner every day, I just use my phone to scan it and then turn that into a PDF and then just send them through that, which made it really easy.
I think the Notes app does that now. You can scan them.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
But is it not as good?
I just never tried it because I already had the app, so I was like, you know, I'll just stick to this.
Yeah, that's real.
he's got his loyalty. He doesn't need another app.
Stay loyal.
I don't have enough storage for 2 scanning apps, but that does sound good. When you talk about the alarm, is it just like the one on your iPhone, like the clock app, or is it like a different one?
I use multiple. So for the iPhone one, obviously I just use that to, you know, get up for the day and like kind of set reminders. But if it's something really specific, I tend to use Google. What is it called? Calendar?
Google
Calendar. And then I set it where it sends me an alarm like 30 minutes before the actual thing happens. Yeah. So that I can either prepare for it or like, you know, if I know it's going to happen, at least I get like a reminder. Yeah. So I do have like multiple, but alarm and Google Calendar is like the main 2 that I use.
Yeah, I use both of those as well. Alarm's such a real one because I wouldn't even think about that being something I can't live without, but like genuinely use it every day.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good. Also, like the reminders app on my phone for like if I'm like I need to do this after work, I set it for the time that I finish work, and then I'll just like pick up my phone and be like, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's really good.
Reminder's a good one as well.
It's like a second brain. But yeah, I use Google Calendar so often. Like it's really good.
Mm-hmm. I think that the reminder app and the alarm app on Android phones are much better than iPhone.
Really?
Because, I used to have a Samsung phone, and then when I used to put alarm at night, it used to tell me how long the alarm is for. So it's like 8 hours, so I'm sleeping 8 hours. On iPhone, I can't calculate.
Oh yeah,
that.
it does tell you how much hours you have left till the alarm goes off, right? Yeah. That's the thing I missed about Android. Yeah.
And when I was walking, it used to detect like how long I walked for, whereas it doesn't. So it used to notify me that like you have walked for 20 minutes, for example.
That's good. The iPhone used to do that, and now they've like merged it into I think it's like the fitness app or something, and it's not the same. Like because it used to do that, and it was really good, but now it's like you can get it, but you have to set up this whole thing, and I don't want to do it.
I think you're slightly being too nice to that like Android alarm app, because every time I have to I go to bed and click my alarms to wake up, and it's like you have 2 hours before you have to get up. Like there's a psychological hurt there.
Yeah, that's scary stuff.
Yeah, I would honestly prefer just to not know sometimes.
It's just a slight reality check, you know.
I mean, that would be good for me because I constantly like every single time when I set my alarm, I'm like, counting on my fingers.
Yeah.
I just realized this is a podcast. They can't see that. Counting on my fingers and like just like working out how many hours. So that would save me like a few seconds every night.
Yeah.
Damn, that is good. Does everyone have an iPhone currently?
Yeah.
Okay. No? Android?
Oh yeah, it's a piece of garbage though. Like I'm not a proponent here. I've got Google Pixel something Pro, I think.
Yeah, still
honestly,
good.
I hate it. All phones are basically the same, but it is the least bright screen I've ever had in my life. Which, if you live in Australia, is awful.
Oh yeah, the sunlight.
I think it's stopping my phone use slowly because I fully cannot use it outside.
That's good. That's good.
So have you had like phones you prefer more?
I've never really had an iPhone. They've all just been like Samsungs or Google Pixels or whatever, and they are all the same because they're all just Android. But like this one I hate. But it has cut down on a bunch of use, so
I use it less because I hate it so much.
yeah, like
That's interesting.
I'm gonna do that for my next phone purchase. I'm like, which is the worst one you guys have got right in? Like, that's what I'm gonna get.
Give me something you are struggling to sell.
Yeah,
Get a flip phone at this point.
Yeah.
honestly, yes. Like, I carry around like an ebook with me at all times because I read too much on my like phone. And not only does it like screw up my vision and stuff, but also like it's so easy just to infinitely scroll through Reddit or Twitter or something useless.
Yeah.
Whereas if I actually have like a book on me, it's like, well, read the book, and also it's not in, your phone isn't in your hand. So I've been slowly like, I guess this is like sacrilegious in the conversation about apps, but like going back, getting rid of apps and actually getting like physical bits of technology.
Yeah, and I mean it's not completely going like you're still using an e-reader instead of like a book, which is like
I'm not like a Luddite. I need my technology, but I'm like slowly like really considering getting like an MP3 player and getting rid of my Spotify account and stuff like that.
See, yeah, that's the thing. I agree. Like, I would kind of like get a flip phone because I don't like spending so much time on my phone. But my phone in general is kind of like invaluable. Like, especially as a media student, like I use the voice memos app to like record audio for things. Or I use the camera because like the camera's pretty good. Like you can film little like bits on it. What else do I use? And then like CapCut.
The alarm.
Yeah, the alarm. Obviously the alarm. But then like CapCut, like the app that you make TikTok videos on. I started using that for my internship, and it's actually like really good, and it's free.
Yeah.
And it's so intuitive, and they have a desktop version now, which is like
Oh, what?
yeah, it's actually quite good. Like. It can do things like it's a bit annoying.
Goodbye, Audio Premiere.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's good and bad. Like there's some things that I would use it and then be like, no, I actually need to use Premiere for this. But like in terms of like, it's pretty intuitive. It's like very like beginner friendly. And I feel like Adobe in a way has like kind of, I don't know, a barrier to it because when you first learn to use it, you have to like learn all the shortcuts and stuff like that. And they're not like intuitive shortcuts. Like it'll be like V for the pointer and then like it's like R for like the rate stretch, not R for the ripple edit. It's I don't know.
Can we all briefly talk about having to do audio and visual versions of this podcast that the keyboard shortcuts don't line up?
Yeah, that is true. It's different to Audition and Adobe, right?
Yeah.
Like Audition and Premiere, sorry.
Yeah, to cut a clip on an Audition, it's R.
It's like R, yeah.
But it's C on Premiere.
Yeah.
And they're both Adobe. And it kills me. Like if I make the reel after I make the, like straight after I make the edit of the podcast, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Struggle being a media student.
Yeah. But yeah.
It is honestly being like a student that is the reason I haven't completely gotten rid of everything. Like I have Instagram on my phone right now, like locked, and it's got the MACS account on it because I occasionally can post something and it's like deep in a folder as far away from me as possible and I need it for one thing.
Yeah.
Like I will not log into my personal account again. I won't but I have to keep it there just like watching me in front of me.
I know it's so hard. I tried to like, iPhone has a thing now where you can just remove it from the home screen so you can't see it. But then I just search for Instagram every day. And I do it so often that like as soon as I pull the search bar down, it's suggested already. I don't even need to search.
I had to turn that off because it was like...
Can you turn it off?
I on Android you can,
okay,
because like it's the same with like your most used apps. And I was like, this is the stuff I'm trying to avoid. Like I need your least used apps at the front so I like try something different.
Yeah, real. I mean, yeah, it's counterintuitive because they want us to keep buying new phones, but like that's a really good suggestion. Like, show me the stuff I don't use.
Yeah, you remember you downloaded that like Spirit Level app like 2 years ago because you need to put a shelf up? Would you like to see that one again?
Do you want to see if stuff's level?
Yeah, honestly, and then I'd go around and make sure everything was level, and then I'd do something with my day, like rather than scroll Instagram.
Patent this idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna start a phone company, guys.
I mean, I think the whole thing with Android is that you can customize it based on, like, so if you just make a new phone, easy.
Yeah.
You can do that, Jade. Then you can put all of this into practice.
Please, venture capital fund my...
Just get some investors in, you know?
Yeah.
Anyone know anyone with money? Probably not uni students.
No. No one in this room, I'm guessing.
We all struggling here, so...
Okay. All right. Is there any more we can't live without? Because we might move on to the negative side, which we already have kind of delved into. Okay. What apps do you hate, or what's an app that you're forced to use but you really don't like using?
I got a good one. If
Go for it.
Okta Verify, anyone? Yeah, hate that app. Don't know what it's for. Don't know why Monash is using it. It's just, it ain't that deep. Like, we're just logging into our email. Like,
can you explain what it's for people that might not know?
So Okta Verify is, I don't know what it is. It's like another authentication app. Yeah. Whenever you log into Moodle, like where all your learning stuff is, you have to do that extra step of verifying from your phone that, you know, you've logged in from your laptop every single time. So, it's kind of is really annoying. But like back in the day, I don't know if it's still a thing now, but on Okta, you could basically say this laptop is like the laptop that I use, and it would let you basically log in without having to verify it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's the thing now, because I'm still struggling to kind of like set it back to where it was like that.
Yeah, mine, it still works on my laptop, but it used to work on my phone as well, as in I wouldn't have to do two-step verification on my phone.
Yeah.
But now I have to every single time.
So annoying.
And when you switch from like Safari to the app, it doesn't work straight away. Like you have to switch back a few times before it registers that you've actually verified it.
Monash, if you're listening to this, get rid of it.
You know what's so funny about this though is like when I downloaded the app in first year, I was looking, like I saw like the reviews pop up in the App Store, and it was like the top one was like, "Don't listen to the whinging uni students. This is an incredible app." So clearly like so many people have like complained and been like, "Oh, this doesn't work."
Like the one thing I hate about the app as well is this was when I switched from like just Android to an iOS. Not that it matters, but I was basically switching phones. Okta was still, basically I logged into Okta through my old phone, and I was trying to get it on my new phone. So I logged out of Okta on my old phone, tried logging in from my new phone. It said you needed to, like Monash needed to authenticate that you were the user on your new phone. So I wasn't able to log into Moodle at all, or anything Monash at all.
How long did it take to get it back?
It took probably about like 2-3 weeks, but mind you, it was but it was also because I didn't go into Monash Connect as well.
Oh, okay.
No, but Monash Connect, it takes like 2 hours for you to get
at the start of semester. Yeah,
it's so annoying. So,
but like, what if you weren't in Australia as well? Like, that's not a very good system.
Yeah,
I think they have put something on the website to like guide you through it. Because I recently changed my phone, and then I was unable to do it on my current phone, and then I had to carry my previous phone all the time. So I just went to the Monash website, and it was an easy guide. Yeah.
Okay, that works. But hey, Monash, if you're listening to this, get rid of it, please.
Honestly, I had the same thing happen. I like destroyed my old phone by accident, and I could not get anything off of it. And I thought you'd have to go to Monash Connect. They did have the online like step-by-step process now, but I just didn't want to find out, and I had to change the Okta Verify stuff 5 minutes into an exam because I needed it to like log in for the first exam of like I think first semester last year, and I was like, I just fully didn't want to do it until I absolutely had to. They're like,
God.
"Oh, can you show your student ID?" I'm like, "No, I lost that as well. Get it on your phone." I can't get it on my phone, and I'm like, "Oh, you can do the app." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I need the verify." And they went, "You need to do this now."
Oh my God.
I was sitting in one of the tents where they give you the wristbands, just like
That's
trying to solve
stressful.
this. Yeah. Consequences of my actions, you know?
Well, can I ask you guys something? Do you think Okta Verify is necessary though? Because I was just having a thought right now. I don't think, email or Moodle has anything that's too personal where it's like, if we would have gone to, if we got hacked, let's say?
I reckon it is personal because we got a lot of fee statements on the email, and then all of the hacking that's happening in Australia.
Yeah, never mind.
It's Okta Verify between you and somebody just like going, pay Hex debt, and you suddenly have like all of the debt if you're an Australian student.
Yeah, I think it is necessary. Like, I don't know a lot about computer science or anything, but it probably is necessary. It's not my area.
Not same. I mean,
but can they make it like slightly better? Like,
make the app work better. There's nothing to say it can't be more functional as an app.
or just every time I have to log into a computer or a lecturer has to log into their stuff, and we all just have to sit around and wait for the the notification
And
to
you have
come
to
up.
get your phone out. You're like, oh, I already put my phone away. Let me get it out again.
Or half the time when I do it, it's like, oh, send a push notification, and it just doesn't come. Like,
that does happen sometimes.
I
And
also-
also you need to get the right number as well. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
let me do my thing.
I also have two different, like, I have my staff and student ID on the same Okta, which also makes it a bit more annoying. Like, yeah, it's not good. But anyway, any more that we hate? That is a good one. There was some passion behind that one.
I reckon I don't like using X, formerly Twitter, but I have to
I forgot about
because
that.
it's like all the official politicians, everyone's just there, and then just to keep up with everything.
Do you think it's gotten worse now that it's X?
Yeah, and then the ad that keeps coming that you have to buy the premium version, it's annoying.
Do you have to, or is it just?
It's like, I don't have to, but I think it's annoying when I get an app to tell me that I have to buy a premium version, which was free before. Yeah, it's kind of.
Wait, what do you have to do now that's new with X?
So it was free before, like we didn't have to buy anything on that. But like, it's okay to have advertisements, but the app itself is advertising itself. It's like weird for me to digest. It's hard for me to digest
I see what
that.
you're saying.
yeah, like Twitter's verification used to be for like public figures, and then they made it like you can pay for the money to get the blue check mark.
Yeah.
And then now anytime you open it, you get like a push notification and like something on your screen going, would you like to purchase it? And you're like, no, please.
That's so annoying.
It's the same as if you try and use Twitter without an account. You can like see one tweet, and then if you scroll, it's like, please log in.
I've tried
which
to
has
do
gotten
that.
worse, I think, under X as well.
Yeah, because I don't really, like, I have a Twitter account, but I don't really use it. It's never logged in. So, like, I always just try. And then I'm like, yeah, I think it has gotten worse since it's X. Because, like, you used to be able to just see a tweet. But now, like, sometimes I like, can't even see it. I think my browser, like, remembers that I was on X previously. But, yeah, it's so bad. Because then I'm like, what's my Twitter password? What's the username? Like, I don't know.
The only joy that like X or Twitter brings me is that I logged in, and it's a uni account because it was for like trying to get tweets and stuff for like primary sources for something I wrote years ago. But all of my my entire uni email inbox is just X in brackets, formerly Twitter, and it's like it's been formerly Twitter for like 6 months now, and I'm like, you guys can't even commit to your own branding.
And also, everyone you talk to still calls it Twitter.
But I like the company still calls it Twitter. The website's still Twitter. It still says formerly Twitter in brackets on everything. That's the joy that X brings me.
X is such, like, just keep it as Twitter. You can't, like, if they changed Instagram now, it's too late. Like, I'm not going to call it something else.
Yeah.
I mean, they tried to make themselves meta, so.
Yeah, exactly. But like, what is Meta? It's both. It doesn't make I refuse to like merge my Instagram with Facebook as well.
It's already done.
I know it's done, but like you know how some people, like, I rarely go on Facebook. When you go on Facebook and you see someone's story and it's like from Instagram, or you go on Instagram and you see someone's post that's like from Facebook.
Or the MACS chat is like account is synced. So I'll occasionally go on Facebook and see it, and I'm like, who posted that? I didn't post it on Facebook.
Actually, I got to know about how my friend back home he had hidden all his Instagram stories from me. And then I came to know through Facebook, because all the stories that he used to post on Instagram, it was on his Facebook as well. And I texted him on Facebook like, bro, hide your stories properly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and he was gaslighting me that, why would I hide my stories from you? And I was like, yeah. Don't you dare thinking that I'm a fool, because I'm currently studying media studies, bro. And then I blocked him from everywhere, and he was complaining to everybody else in the group that she has blocked me from everywhere. I was like, you were the one who blocked me from your stories.
That is so interesting, because that's kind of like Meta's fault as well for like making it like you have to block someone from like separately on Facebook as well when everything else is merged.
Yeah.
Honestly, somebody made that decision just because it would be funny, and like
Literally,
a situation
to
like this
stir
would
up
happen.
shit.
Yeah. Your master plan got ruined by Meta somehow. Like,
That was a really good input. Like now I'm like, ooh, not that I post on Facebook, but like I feel like people would be posting on Facebook who have their things set to that and not realize it's posting on Instagram and vice versa.
oh, definitely. I now have to go home and check if my own personal Instagram account is doing it. Because I'm like, my Facebook account is purely for uni communications and like all of my like grandparents and things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't really want my Instagram stories going to my grandparents, actually. Let me double check that one.
Yeah, Facebook's kind of like professional for me now. Like I only use it for like group assignments or like, yeah, whenever I need Facebook. Like I don't go on it regularly.
Damn, I just use it for Marketplace.
Yes, I was going to say Marketplace as well.
If you type in Facebook into my like computer and hit enter, the first page it goes to, because it's like the most common result, is just the market page, like Marketplace homepage.
I
And
love
it's
Marketplace.
that's I've stopped scrolling and doom scrolling on Instagram, and it's literally just doom scrolling on Facebook Marketplace now.
I do that
No,
as well.
same.
That's a more productive one, I'd argue.
Honestly, it is. Somebody was selling like 400 Shrek piggy banks, and I'm glad I knew about that.
And also the algorithm's pretty good. Like you search something and like now it's gotten to know what I like and I'm like, yes, this is actually good.
I feel like it's like we all scroll social media because we're like, oh, I want to know what other people are doing. Facebook Marketplace is like the most authentic way to know what people's lives are like. Like somebody was like, I'm selling a crane. And I'm like, why are you selling a crane? What do I need to know about you, Doug?
How
like,
are they selling a crane? Like how are they going to transport
And
that?
he was like, great value, great price. And I'm like, I'm sure it is, Doug. Like,
I have nothing to compare this to.
yeah, it's very reasonable. Let me see how much money's in my bank account. Okay.
God. Sorry, I have something in my eye. Facebook Marketplace, it's not on the level of like can't live without, but it's like very nice to have.
Yeah.
Like it's the first place I go. Like if I need it, like I needed when I moved into my new place, it was like the cupboards are like really tall and I needed like a step ladder straight to Facebook Marketplace, $5. Like now sometimes I buy something new and then later I get mad because I'm like, I could have got that on Marketplace. Why didn't I do that first?
Yes.
And I think that's what keeping like people on Facebook, just the Marketplace thing itself, because Instagram doesn't have it, TikTok doesn't have it. I've never used Twitter, so I don't know what Twitter's like. I think I think the one good thing Facebook did was kind of take Marketplace into like the secondhand market thing into their app.
No, that was really good. And also Messenger. Like I like that it's
yeah.
a separate app. That's what I hate about Instagram is like if someone DMs you, you have to go and like it doesn't go straight to messages. You have to see your feed first.
Yeah.
And like the algorithm's so good that it will be like a post from my friend that I'm like, oh, I actually do want to look at that. It's not like just some crap. And then I'm like, wait, I need to respond to that message. Like I love that Messenger is just like, it's your messages. And it's like quite intuitive. Like the group chat features are good. Like, I don't know. It's got a lot of like little features that are fun. Like, because I was like thinking I kind of just want to replace Messenger with like iMessage. But then like if someone's got an Android, it doesn't work. Like you still need Messenger.
The green text.
Yeah, the green text.
Are you guys harsh judges of green text
No, I
bubbles?
genuinely don't care.
I mean, it's not like I'm ever using like the money in my plan that's for texting. So I'm like,
Yeah, exactly.
give me a chance to use it, you know?
Also, like, are you able to get Messenger separately from Facebook?
Yeah, I've got, it's like a separate app.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, well, boomer here, but I just always had Facebook and Messenger together.
They
so.
split those two apps like 5-10 years ago.
Gee, okay.
Wait, so how do you do you go on Facebook?
No. I do have both of the apps, but I thought you needed a Facebook account to have a Messenger account.
Oh, you do, or you need like a
probably.
Meta account or whatever it is now.
Okay, so it's still the same.
Could
like
you
where
do Instagram messages on Messenger? Because I really want that.
I think we
it
can,
used to be like that. I swear to God, it used to be like that.
Every time I open Instagram, it's like you can sync them to your Facebook message. So I assume that
But
works.
do I want that as well? 'Cause
Probably-
then it's like
probably
all
not.
of them together. I don't want that.
And you'll probably go to Instagram to message like people on Messenger as well. You'll probably get used to
Yeah.
that,
Oh,
which would make
God.
it worse.
Why does it fill me with dread to go on Instagram or think about getting lured into Instagram?
Work on your algorithm.
These apps have like so much of my data and I like rely so much on them for my life. I'm just like, oh, like literally like I can't really live without them. Like I would be like, I'd have no way of communicating with people except like my immediate family if I didn't have social media.
Yeah, that is true. It's too good to not have it now.
It's kind of sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although some people I know, like they do have a friend who like he doesn't have Instagram and he had to get like there was an assignment group chat that was on Instagram and he somehow found a way of like messaging them like on his laptop without an Instagram account.
Oh,
but I'm like,
what?
that is so much effort to go to. Like, but then like it's good because you don't have to be on Instagram. Like I feel like if you make an account, you'll, even if you're like, I'm just going to use it for this group chat, you would eventually get sucked in, like see a few memes.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's what I did when I had Instagram. Like back in the old days before like they had like the explore page and all the algorithm was just stuff showing up in your feed. I didn't touch that tab for like 3 years. Like I fully was like,
same.
it's the same reason I've never got a TikTok account is I'm like, I fully will get sucked in and I cannot. And then I think it was COVID. I was like, I've got free time, click on it. And then immediately like hundreds of hours of my life lost.
That's, yeah, I started TikTok at the start of COVID as well.
Oh no, because like people send me TikToks and now I have a like downloaded modified client to open TikTok app, like TikToks on the app without an account. And it doesn't save any of your cookies or anything, so you don't get a personalized feed. Purely so I can see people's like TikToks that they send me and have no involvement.
Wait, can't you just do that on Safari though? Or is it something else?
No, because like on my phone and it never works, never loads right, and always yells at me to get an
The
app.
Google Pixel.
Yeah, like every time you open TikTok, it's like, would you like to follow? You need to get an app. Like log in, do
Oh,
this. And I'm
God.
like, cool.
Oh, so what's this app? This sounds cool.
Oh, it's a definitely not legally viable
Oh,
like
okay.
modified client for TikTok.
Sounds high tech.
I was scrolling. I was like, oh, this is a thing. It's some random YouTube short. Clicked it and went, oh, I'll put this random bit of techware on my like phone. Let's see what happens. So, you know, it's probably spyware for a different company anyway. But
Awesome. Yeah, I feel like since you're on the journey of making your phone as unusable as possible, it's kind of not a bad thing.
you know what? I'm not even gonna argue that. I think I should commit harder to that bit. I was just like,
Get Temu, you know, apparently they're stealing people's data.
Oh,
How does everyone feel about Temu, speaking of apps?
Never downloaded that.
is that the, what is that? Is that the delivery app or is
Yeah,
it?
it's kind of like Amazon. Like that's
it's like the Alibaba kind
Yes,
of, that
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, never heard of it. Sorry.
so I have used it, not gonna lie, on the desktop though, because I think the app is like worse for data stealing.
Oh, shit.
But I have a friend, probably multiple friends actually, that like use the app. And I'm like, and I always see reels that are like kind of a joke, but it's like, it's basically like about them stealing your data.
Yeah.
Or like it'll be, I think I've seen one that's like an actual screenshot of the terms and conditions. And it's like, it can like take your photos and I don't even know. Like it's so,
It's creepy, yeah.
yeah.
That's one of the good things about Androids is every time you open and install any app, you have to manually give it permissions for everything. So you know exactly what it has.
Like you have to click. Is
Yeah,
it
like it'll say it needs access to your camera, it needs access to your photos, it needs access to this, it needs access to...
That
you
is
have to
true,
manually verify it each time for every app.
Yeah,
That's
that is
good.
true.
And Android like lock off apps differently in the file system and stuff. But like I have downloaded apps and then went, you don't need my GPS location, and then deleted it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
so I would love to do that on Temu and just have to go like 30 minutes of saying accept.
That would be a really good experiment. Just like screen record yourself doing that.
Yeah. You
And
get
then blow up the phone.
the final frontier of me not using
Yeah,
it.
whenever the Google Pixel is about to conquer, please do that.
I mean, that's probably fair, honestly. Like, I don't even know what it was. I think it was like some social media app, one of the new ones that was like coming out. I think it was Vero, like ages ago. It's by the people that made and what's millennial TikTok? Vine. It was like
Damn, millennials.
yeah,
Damn.
like they had that app, and I clicked on it, and it was like
Some
for
shade thrown there.
some reason it was wanting like your step data or your like heartbeat data or something. And I was like, why?
The hell?
Yeah,
I miss Vine though. That was
Yeah, Vine compilations. Like,
too funny.
apps we can't live without and are forced to. Like
is it? Yeah, that's an interesting one. Apps that we miss. Oh my god.
Flappy Bird's like something in those echelons have all been removed.
Dude,
You know what? I miss
yeah.
apps when they didn't have ads. This goes for
Yes.
like gaming apps as well.
Yes, the little like I had like this little like word game app. I miss when it didn't have ads.
Literally every round that I complete, like because I have this like word thing as well. and I still use it. Every round that I complete, there's an ad. Like I'm like, bro.
What app is it?
Let me
The
check.
Wordscapes. That's the one I use.
It's called it is called Wordscapes, and I have Wordle as well.
Yeah.
So that's the two apps that I use when I'm bored. I rarely get on it though because of the ads, because it's it throws you off, I guess, which is
So many ads.
it is a good thing, I guess, so that you don't get addicted to it. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like I get sick and tired of these ads because not only do you see them in like your like kind of music apps as well, but gaming, social media as well. It's just like
They're really aggressive on the game apps
Yeah,
as well. Like
yeah.
it's like 3 ads, and then they're the ones where you like try to X out of it.
But
and
you
it
have to
takes
wait
the
till
App
it pops
Store.
up. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. My sister actually like puts her phone on airplane mode every time she plays games, but then it's like
That's
she's
smart.
just unreachable for like 45 minutes.
She's just in her zone.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
don't
like,
talk to
It's
me.
gaming time.
Is she gone? Is she dead? No, she's doing like crosswords or something. Like,
She's like,
my partner's got like does Sudokus and just got like the first app that comes on your iPad when you just search Sudoku, and it's hilarious because there's literally it's like the simplest thing in the world, and there's like a minute of ads every time in between each one, and I'm like oh, it's 99 cents for the upgrade version of the ads, and I'm like,
pay for
either get a better free app or pay for it, but like you should not be spending this much time.
I'm sure for Sudoku there's one with no ads.
Or you could just like do it on like just search from the like on Google for a like Sudoku thing, and it would
Yes.
probably work. You don't need an app.
That's
Or
what
just do it on paper, you know?
Get the book.
Make it. Well, they literally did. That was one of the things I got them, was just like a slab of Sudokus.
Those are good.
I mean, I think there's something interesting there of like everything's an app now, and I hate it. Like I ended up at like I work at Chadstone, and then ended up at like TGI Fridays for drinks afterwards, and it's like, oh, would you like the app? And I'm like, no, I wouldn't. I don't need.
Yeah.
You've got a QR code, and then I need to download the app to use the QR code to get stuff to my table because you have no wait staff. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
That's like MyGov, like the Australian government like
Oh yeah.
thing. They have an app, and like I think they got rid of this, but for a period of time you had to get an app to log into the app
Oh.
just to verify. And I was like, why am I using my storage on 2 different apps for this? Oh, yeah. I feel like it's interesting because like a lot of things are like apps now that don't need to be. And I've kind of reverted like that Wordscapes game. I now play, it's like a game called Squaredle, but I just play it in Safari. Like I just have the tab open and I like just search it. Well, it's like saved. The tab's saved. And I just like load the tab every day and there's no ads and it's better. And I'm like, this is so true. Like they've made a lot of things into apps that don't need to be. Like sometimes it's better and I'm like, thank you for making this an app. But there's some things where I'm like, the ads are like
Abs, damn.
so prominent that I just like can't deal with it anymore. And I will go to like just my web browser.
That's the reason I've stopped using Duolingo, because back in 2021 I used to do it on my desktop and it didn't have any ads, but now like on my phone, on my desktop, it's everywhere. So they just tell you after every like round that you play, they tell you that buy the premium version. So I was like, no, I'm not learning anymore. Thank you.
What's Duolingo, by the way?
Language learning app.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
It's like a gamified version.
The one with the real like fucked up media team with the big owl.
I can't believe you don't know what Duolingo
Yeah,
is.
like
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Maybe I should just take
this
interest
is
in
to
other
show
languages.
how good Han Soo's like Instagram reel algorithm is, that he doesn't get any of that. Like
Genuinely, I'm impressed.
that's how focused it is. He doesn't know what Duolingo is.
Wait, is it a common thing where you see Duolingo
Oh
on
yeah,
Instagram?
totally. Yeah.
What?
Do you?
Or
Wait.
Twitter or something, but like seeing those memes and like screenshots and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
of all the Duolingo content. Yeah.
Let me just see what Duolingo is.
It's like an owl, and they use the owl mascot in like their reels and
Just-
stuff.
yeah.
this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
have never seen this.
Search like Duolingo marketing, like fully.
Or like on reels. Yeah, I don't know.
it's very annoying that they target you now, because you get a streak, like you have to learn every day. So if you break the streak, the app, it starts burning, like it's like red hot. And if you keep playing, the owl is like literally happy.
Yeah, no,
oh my
like
god.
It's creepy.
they
That's
really
so scary.
they really leaned into the meme of people going, "Oh my god, Duolingo keeps getting on my case about my streak," and now like their Instagram reels is somebody in the owl costume going, "If you lose your streak, I'm gonna find your house."
That actually, I know that it was a joke, but that actually stopped me from getting Duolingo. Like I saw those memes and I was like, I could not take the pressure of that, so I never got it. Like.
I don't need harassed by an owl. Like I
feel like, yeah, genuinely, I don't need that in my life. I feel like Duolingo, like, is an app that used to be better. Would you say it's like gotten worse now because of like the ads? Is there anything else that's gotten worse about it?
Not really. I think the languages are better now because the translation and the content is much better, but just because of the ads. Yeah.
Maybe I should jump onto this because I genuinely, the memes that you were talking about, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. So
finally we've ruined Han Soo.
Don't get corrupted.
It's the Duolingo owl. That's what finally did it.
Do you feel like I've been seeing a lot of things online recently that are like, I don't even like, I do Duolingo. I've been doing it for 2 years, but I don't even really know the language. Do you feel like that's true? Like, or do you feel like it actually helps you?
I think it just helped me with learning how to say hi, hello, and like the basic things like numbers. Nothing more than that.
What language are you doing?
I was trying Turkish because I already speak Urdu and Farsi. So it helped me a bit because I was familiar with a lot of words already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
what about you? What language
I haven't used it.
Oh.
Yeah. Have you?
No, but I've used like similar things. We got like similar apps and like games and stuff that was like a paid education thing in my high school when we were all learning Japanese and stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I think it's the same for Duolingo, is you get really good at the game. You don't get really good at the language.
Yeah.
Like at the best, it's like you learn vocab, but also you're only learning vocab to play the game. If somebody asks you like, what is chair in Spanish outside of the game, the information is gone from my brain. Like there was a really screwed up story of a dude that won French Scrabble but couldn't speak French. He just learned all of the he just memorized the French Scrabble dictionary, and that's how I feel like Duolingo and stuff is for me. It's like I cannot speak this language, but I could kill in like Scrabble in this language.
That's interesting. Yeah, I feel like it needs to be supplemented with like immersion of some kind, like go and live in that country, or like, because like I did Japanese in high school and I used to do those games, but then also I'd do like real life Japanese lessons, and I've been to Japan, and I feel like through those, like when I went to Japan, it really like consolidated everything. Whereas like if I hadn't done that, like I'm trying to learn Maltese at the moment, but it's just like I know like the word for lemon, like I know the word for this.
Yeah.
For barley, why do I need to know the Maltese word for barley? Like I don't. So it's just like the way, like I understand they have to structure it in a certain way and like cover the basics, but I don't know if it can work like on its own.
Yeah, my like high school Japanese teacher was a dude fully saying I teach Japanese in Australia because I could not get a job in Japan doing anything. And his recommendation, literally when we were like 13, was like, this is all great. You guys are learning. You're getting a bit better. Your pronunciation stuff is kind of improving. Go get drunk in Japan and you will learn Japanese. That's how I learned English. It's like he's like, all right, you just go to a country you can't speak the language and cope, like, because otherwise there's not the urge. You're like, oh, I don't really need to learn how to speak this. I don't have to care that much. Where it's like, oh, I need directions or food. You better learn quick.
Yeah, and somehow you can recall like those things. I feel like when I went to Japan, like, to be honest, most people speak English, but like when I was in a place where I needed to say like, how much is this? I was like, miraculous. I remember the full sentence of how to say this. Whereas like I would struggle in like a test setting maybe to say that. It's like need to know basis. But yeah, those are really, like, despite the problems, I feel like those are really cool apps that like you can learn a language on your phone. It's pretty cool.
And even if you're viewing it as like a game, it's still like probably more useful than me playing like Subway Surfers or something.
Yeah, it's a productive game.
Yeah.
The gamification of things is so fun.
At the very least, you can feel your brain getting like like work. Like remember like brain training on like DS?
Yes.
It's like kind of like that. It might not teach you the language, but you're like using your brain for the first time, so it's probably better than doom scrolling.
Does anyone do like the New York Times app, speaking of like the connections and the mini crossword? Yes.
Oh, I know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't do it though.
I don't do it every day, but I like a lot of my friends, like they do it, like they get up, have their coffee and breakfast, and they do like the crossword, the connections, and it's kind of like a better start to the day than just like scrolling social media. I like it.
I like the SBS audio app better.
Oh, what's that?
It's like, so their audio podcasts are like in a lot of languages. I don't know how many, but I like listening to the Urdu one because it's like I miss home a lot. So I get a lot of news from there, and then I don't have to deliberately go to Pakistani channels to like get the news. So it's like 2 in 1. I get news from Australia and Pakistan. So
that's cool.
My partner does the same thing, but for Indonesian. Because they became very fluent by literally just going to Indonesia. But they don't have enough chance to actually like hear the language. So they're like, that's what they do every morning, or like every day they'll do the SBS.
SBS app.
Indonesian, yeah.
Yeah, these are great tips. Thank you. There's also like, I really liked Google Translate app when I was traveling, but like the app version, like where you can scan like the menu and it will tell you what things are.
Yeah,
it's, like, very useful.
If we're gonna put the alarm as like a needed app, like Google Maps and like Google Translate,
Google Maps.
putting in the hours, like truly.
I would, don't know what I'd do without Google Maps, because when like I have done like solo travel in Europe, and like I just had credit on my phone the whole time, so I didn't ever need to like use a map, but like I was just using Apple Maps the whole time. Like no thoughts behind these eyes. No need for thoughts, because I just was like, put in the location. It was all good. And it also like would find for me like the equivalent of Uber in like places I was going. Like if I needed to get a lift, like when I was in Malta, it was like, I don't think they have Ubers, but they had this like weird app. And I just like found it off Apple Maps and used it. And it would also have like all the public transport of the local area. Like sometimes it was wrong, which like got me in a pinch or two.
I mean, it's wrong in Victoria all of the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what like, I'm like, I got so lucky because it's really bad in Victoria specifically. Like it's not too bad in like Queensland where I'm from, but yeah.
When I moved here, I used to joke that like, you know, when Pokemon Go came out, people were like walking into rivers because they were on their phone, not looking. I was like, that's stupid. And then I moved to Victoria on my own and was like, that's how I'd walk around the city. It was like in front of my face. There was a bug on Google Maps for a while where the trams, if you need to go like out of the city, it would put the tram stop that you needed on the wrong side of the road. And it was like for the first month, it was always just like on the wrong side. So I missed every single tram I ever got on.
That is so bad.
And honestly, the first time it happened, I should have remembered and not done it the second time. But that just shows you how like needed Google Maps was for me. Followed it even when I knew it was wrong.
That's it. Well, like I use Apple Maps, and like my housemate like swears by Google Maps, and she's like, you need to change. But I'm so used to like the way like Apple Maps orientates where you are, whereas Google Maps doesn't. Like if you're driving, it doesn't like.
Oh yeah, you can change that. You just click the button though.
Just let her be. She's used to Apple Maps.
I've never used Apple Maps, but like for years it was universally like, oh, it is just worse than every other alternative.
I think it is worse, but it's on my phone already. So.
Oh, so you don't need the 3 seconds to download Google Maps. No,
Can't be spending my time on that. Yeah.
Also storage, you know. Like
genuinely, storage is a really big issue for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Got about 10 minutes left, so we can just like freestyle. But some other prompts I had were like, maybe like since we're media students, media editing apps that we really like. Like I already talked about CapCut, or like other random apps like games or productivity. Anything else you want to mention, basically?
I love Pinterest, and it has an app. It's associated with Pinterest. It's called Shuffles. So you.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this.
Yeah, it's very interesting that I get to like cut a lot of the like my own picture or like just food, so I can just make a collage very creatively. I love that.
Can you explain a bit more about it for people who maybe don't know? That was good.
So if there's like normally person in a picture, on iPhone you're able to like crop the person, but on Shuffles you can actually crop the item, like either it's a cup or a food, so or a banner. You can crop it and then just paste it on your collage. And it's like, it gives you a lot of options to like make boundaries around the item, or like put a lot of other creative things like stickers. It's already made. So I try to make a lot of like cultural things out of that. So I made a nice postcard for Eid. So yeah,
cool.
It was nice. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I've heard of Shuffles, because I think when they brought it out, it was like only some people could use it. Was that right?
Yeah. It's not too good on Android, but on iPhone, it's really good.
Oh, yeah, I've never used it. But I also found out recently that Pinterest itself is like the only social media app where like you feel good after going on it.
Yeah.
They've done studies on it, which is pretty
Oh,
cool.
really?
Because it's like, it's mostly a shopping app. Like it is like brands fully market on it. Most of the things you click on have like a shopping ad. But even so.
Pinterest is the thing I truly never understood because it was the thing that, like, if I ever searched for something and wanted to Google images and then it would go like, oh, you've got to go to Pinterest and then you can't download it. It's actually a link to something else. Pinterest is the thing that my head in, but everybody that uses Pinterest is like, oh, it's great because it's like it's curated. Like that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Rather than just like algorithms throwing stuff at you.
Yeah. No, I can see why. And then like it's really useful. Like I use it like whenever I go to the hairdresser, she's like, find a Pinterest photo for me. Like she won't accept like, because like Pinterest has like good photos like from hairdressers. And like same with like if I get my nails done, there's a lot of good inspiration on there. And just, I don't know, so much good. I like don't really use it that often, but I'm sure there's like heaps more you could use. I don't know. Do you use Pinterest much?
Yeah, because all the pictures are like in good quality and the aesthetic is really good. So it's like very satisfying for me to watch.
Right.
Yeah.
I just use it to get wallpapers.
Yeah. It's also interesting that you don't interact with humans directly. You just interact with images in there.
That's, such a good point. Han Soo, did you have an app that you want to talk about?
So yeah, I just wanted to mention, well, because you said like any editing apps that we use, because I'm like, I do part-time photography for MACS itself, but I go around cafes taking food photography for them as well. One of the apps that really helped me out was getting Lightroom on my phone, because some cafes, no shade, but they're sometimes, they're like dickheads where they want the photo like on the day. What I tend to do is after I'm done with the photo shoot on the way back home, I transfer those photos from my camera straight into my phone, go on Lightroom and then edit them and then like send it right away. So because, pulling out the SD card connected to your laptop, it kind of takes a toll.
Yeah.
Especially when they're like raw files as well. It's pretty big. And, having Lightroom on my phone, it's connected to my laptop as well. So whether I get to finish it on my phone, I can easily get it on my laptop as well. So that saved me a lot of time. And it's really, if there are any photographers out there, I would really recommend like getting Lightroom on your phone.
True. So you can put the raw files on there?
Yeah.
Wow. Does it like use heaps of your phone storage?
It does. And like after I'm done editing them, that's why I just get rid of them.
Yeah.
Because once you put photos into Lightroom, the application itself saves the files.
Oh,
so you don't really need the raw files
on your phone. Yeah.
And it's the same for your laptop. Once you put it in Lightroom into a new folder, the Lightroom program itself saves the photos. So you don't really need any raw files on your laptop because I'm pretty sure raw files do take up a lot of like storage. So that's a good thing.
Very handy. All right. Thank you for that. We've had a lot of bitching and a lot of good app suggestions. Thank you to Rita, Jade, and Han Soo. Catch us next week on the next episode. If you'd like to be a part of MACS Chats, there's a Google form in the episode description, or you can keep an eye out on our Instagram stories at Monash MACS. Thanks for listening, and you'll hear us next week. Bye.
Bye.